Hey, welcome to the Sketch Zone podcast. I'm Carlos Gomez. That's Charlie B. Williams III.
What's up, nation? I'm back. It's nice again in Chicago. Hopefully, me saying
The last time you said that it snowed 5 inches the very next day. Stop it.
It did. But it's April and it's Easter this weekend.
You think Chicago cares?
This is true. You're right. You're right. So I'm gonna fall back. And
you hear that, Chicago? So when it snows tomorrow, Charlie's phone number is
don't snow
1-800.
Because that was ridiculous. Like I defiantly went outside and screamed at the air. And then my neighbor was like, "Yo, you got a shovel?" Because they're moving up the street. And they're like, "Yeah, it's in my garage, but I'm not getting it." He's like, "I got people coming over." I'm like, "Okay, cool, you can use it, but I'm not using it on mine because
unless he wants it, man." Let's bring in someone else that's in the Chicagoland area. The animator Corey Stisser.
What's up?
Hey. Hello, sir.
Hello. Good to see you guys again and to be here. Thank you.
Welcome back.
So let's go ahead and let people know Jack is probably not going to join us today just because Mom and Pop Kasperzak are in LA. They just got in earlier, like a few hours ago. So Jack said that he would try, but when parents are in town, you got to clean your room and stuff. So he's probably
or they're using that room as a bedroom or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
but miss you, Jack. See you next week.
Yeah. So how are things? How's it going, Mr. Corey? What's anything new since we last?
Oh man, how
chatted
long
with you?
I feel like it was like a month ago, but it's probably been like a year ago. I don't know.
It's probably
been a little
6
bit.
months
that we had you.
No, it's been good.
About a year, probably.
Yeah, busy as everyone is these days. Carlos, I don't know if you know, but my wife's pregnant again. So that's happening.
You didn't learn the first round? Like, how many are you guys gonna have this time? Like 5 or 6?
One time around.
Yeah. Are you sure?
We're sure. That was the very first question. We ran to the
They're
doctor.
laying right next to each other, like, "Don't move, bro."
Well, just to let people know, the first time Corey had a kid, he decided to have 3 of them at the same time.
That laugh is kind of maniacally like
Corey had his kids the same time I had my first one, so they're really close in age.
Yeah,
I think
the cool thing is, you almost have 3 babysitters.
Almost, yeah. I mean, because they just turned 6.
Yeah.
So it's the same year then, actually. So Ava 6, yeah.
Yeah. So, and this it's another girl. So I'm gonna have 4 girls on my hands, and
so we're done, right, Corey?
No, we got to go. We got to go for the boy.
No, that's the crazy talk. That's what happened to West Burke. Now, Corey, I am done. I am done. I see the writing on the wall. I have 2 of them already. Nope.
You know what though? I love girls because I mean I grew up doing ballet and dance because I have a twin sister, so I'm way more comfortable around girls than I am boys. I wouldn't know what to do with a boy if I had one, so I'd put him in ballet too. So it doesn't matter. But for the birthday, long story short, was getting a cake from a lady, and she's like, "Okay," at the store. She's like, "Okay, I'll do writing, defrosting." And I'm like, "Well, slow down, lady. It's 3 names. We got to squeeze in that cake." And she's like, "Are you so-and-so from this town?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Oh, he had triplets. He ended up with 7 girls. And then on the 8th one got a boy." I'm like,
at that point, it don't even matter. The boy got like 8 mamas.
Yeah.
Wait. My grandmother, my mom's mom, her dad, so my great grandfather wanted a boy. They had 11 girls.
You gotta see the writing on the wall.
And then finally the boy, and then accidentally had another girl. Not all at the same time.
Not all at the same time. Funny, Carlos.
It was like baby, boy, baby.
Were there multiples in there? They were all singletons?
I think so.
Oh my gosh!
Like after 7, he just kept going. It's like it's just got to be a boy this time.
Yeah, but this is back when babies were affordable.
Okay. That's true.
It's just like, yeah, it's on the right there, spot right there.
I did hear. I keep seeing this article pop up where they say like having 3 kids of any age is the worst number of kids to have. Like it's better to have 4 or 11, I guess. Somehow like 3 because there's always an odd man out, which is our experience. There's just nothing is ever even. So
so now you're even.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. This is gonna be a piece of cake.
Because that one, you get the young one. Why do I gotta play with her? Well, give it a couple years, she'll catch up. It's weird though, because Ava plays with Violet like no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, bear in mind, there's like 2 of them, but 6 and 2, you would think I don't want to be able to play with you. And that, even when Ava get on her teenager, like I want my iPad, leave me alone. They're still like snuggling up against each other. And Violet's like watching. It's like weird. So I think you'll be good. That third one will be like, yes, I'll take the little one. It's fine.
Yep.
So I looked it up. Last time Corey was on the show, it was episode 146, and this is episode 178.
Yeah, that's wow. It's a while ago.
Hi, Elizabeth Heisel.
Elizabeth.
She says, hey, congratulations on the baby or babies.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah.
Just one.
I think Corey, they're probably going to have 2, and the other one is a trickster. She's hiding.
The other one is just hiding.
It's hiding.
Like, yo, I need you to be still today. You can't move or you won't make it.
Well, I mean, the process, I know this is not a podcast about babies, but I could talk for several hours about babies.
I'm sure you could.
But the whole process is different because, like, we had specialists from the get-go. So, like, we went to the doctor and my wife's asking all these questions. And she's like, so when do I get, like, the ultrasound or a sonogram or whatever? And they're like, a couple weeks. We're like, a couple weeks. And then she's like, I can't wait. So we paid for, like, an extra one. And then a few weeks later, we had, like, our 20-week. And the doctor's like, just so you know, this is probably the last one you're going to have before, like, the baby comes. We're like, what? Because we'd go every week. You know that 3D stuff that you have to pay hundreds of dollars for? Mm-hmm. We would go every week to the specialist, and he would print out rolls of it. Just go, here you go, freeze. There you go. Because they had to. They had to check every week. So.
Oh, my goodness.
Like thousands of dollars of free pictures. But.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
And, fun fact. Last thing I'll say about babies and insurance. Like, did we want to guess how much? Do you want to guess how much those babies cost in the hospital?
Which one?
They were born 3 months early.
Guess how much premium.
Guess how much the hospital was in the NICU for 3 kids.
600 grand.
600, Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go.
They're preemies.
I'm gonna go
3 months. One of them was for 4 months.
That's mean true, incubators.
Huh? I was gonna go 100 grand a piece, 300 grand.
Grand total, $1.6 million.
Oh, I'm still too long. Yeah, because I was 2 months early.
That's when you have,
and I was in an incubator.
That's when you have 4 of them and sell one on the black market.
Yeah, and that's because I think they're each like 700, 800,000. I think was their total, something like that. But that was when I had really good insurance, so I paid $500. It was great.
Yeah, because that was
good for you.
Because I was just thinking, they're keeping them alive in the incubator.
Yeah. That's
I was
true.
Just like, that's day and night, all around the clock.
Anyway, that's
paying for some.
So let's talk about. Hang on, my camera's in the way. Let's talk about a roll of photos.
Wait a minute. Elizabeth. Who is Elizabeth? That sounds familiar. All right, Elizabeth, you're gonna have to like identify yourself.
All right. So unfortunately, we don't have Jack, so we don't have any of the sound effects. But I believe every day is better when you paint. Well
done, Carlos.
Yeah. All right, here you go. So last week, and while we're going through these chat room, you know how it works. If start picking these things: the adjective, animal, character, action, style, location. All right. So last week we picked a centaur preaching in the throne room. Let's see what. Let me see.
Let's
Hang
see.
on, real quick, because I have Alexa in the other room acting
Alexa's
crazy.
going crazy. I hear her. Who's she talking to? That's the question. Who is she talking to?
I had a commercial turn on my Google the other day, where someone was saying, he was like, just say "Hey Google," and then I turned on my Google and did stuff.
And you're like, thanks a lot.
Mm. Some waiting music, please, Charlie.
Okay, sorry about that. Jeepers.
Thank God,
All right.
Was she all like
Centaur.
by her, she's just in there just talking by
She's
herself?
talking to herself.
Got something to say.
Crazy. Whatever you guys do, don't get technology. It's not worth it. All right, let's see. SLC, Steve Clark. I really like Steve's style, man.
Steve is cool, man.
I like the blurring or whatever you want to call that, the parallax.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dude is
depth of field, that's the word.
Depth of field. Yeah, dude is legit. I like it. I like it a lot.
Like it.
We have Pat Illustrates. Very nice. He is preaching to the king probably about eating more vegetables, because I see a cake, I see bread, I see chicken, I don't know what this is on right next to him, but it's probably something that's not really good for him. But the centaur, is that what that is? The centaur is preaching to him about eating better. I like it. Like, look, if you don't get your fat behind into some of these vegetables. Very cool. I like the idea.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm not going to lie. I just got mine done.
Yes, when we were talking about babies, you just finished it up.
Yeah, just reposted. Yeah. So yeah, he's preaching. He's saying, I'm never going to do this again. Haven't we all been there? Moving on. Gitanjali. I like this one.
I like that.
I hope she's a storyboard artist. Because this is a very storyboard artsy.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
In a good way. That's a compliment.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So that was fast. There we go. All right. So what are we going to draw this week?
Yeah. Chat. Anybody?
Anyone? How about you guys?
I think let's go location.
I always like the adjective. Or an action, I guess.
An adjective. Let's see what that looks like. Because I'm going to pick character.
Yeah, I like character.
Or
let's do animal. We got an animal in there.
Okay, cool. So we had location. Let's do adjective first. Or do you want, which one do you prefer, Chris? Or Corey? I put Corey and Stister together and Chris came out.
It's funny. I was just thinking I think somebody today called me Chris. When people can't remember my name, but they know it starts with a C, they default to Chris.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. If it's going to be an animal, let's do adjective.
Okay. Let's see what we have.
I'm okay with that.
Sentient crane in a barn.
Yo, that's kind of cool.
Sentient crane.
Crane, though.
I'm trying to visualize.
That's like that's some comic book type stuff. Like
I say we go again.
Yeah, roll that dice.
If it's somewhere else other than a barn.
How about a smooth anteater on scaffolding?
That was so weird.
All right, one more.
All right.
No,
no, smooth elephant.
A rotten bee. Wow. Wow.
Next.
Secretive monkey in a spaceship. Okay,
Ooh,
now
that's
we're
good.
getting somewhere.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, that's what we're gonna do, you guys. A secretive monkey.
Do you want to roll the dice on an action to see if it gives us anything with those three
Sure.
locked in? You can toss it back out if it's horrible.
Avoiding.
That's kind of
No.
Or how about
No.
gluing? That's actually kind of funny.
maybe that's too many suggestions because then it's limiting. That's fine.
Glowing.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna delete this because I have to make a screenshot of this. Okay.
Thank you for humoring me at least.
Oh, of course. That's what we're here for.
Secretive monkey on a spaceship.
I like it.
Secretive monkey on
Secretive.
a space.
What would a secretive monkey be doing on a spaceship?
That's a question.
What is?
Oh, speaking of which, have you guys seen
I can't wait to see what you say next.
what is it?
How you get hyped? You don't even know what to say.
I don't know where Secretive Monkey on a Spaceship is taking you, but you're like, speaking of secretive monkeys on spaceships, here's a
Have
story.
you guys seen Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix?
Seen all of them.
I admit I haven't, which I'm embarrassed to say.
Shame on you.
I have a friend who worked on it.
Shame on you.
Oh,
what are you doing?
That friend has just
you heard him.
submitted
something on the chat room here and said we are no longer friends.
He has posted his work, so I've seen his work. I just haven't watched everything. So
Tough.
sorry, Matt. I'm just jealous. I can't bring myself to watch it because I'm just so jealous.
Elizabeth said she told us about her short film that she's trying to finish.
I remember this.
Before finishing high school.
She's done with it.
Working on my short.
Oh, nice.
Elizabeth, send us a link.
Yeah, post it up.
Elizabeth.
And then
how short is it?
And then get a hold of us because maybe we can have you on the show to talk about that. Because not everyone, there's a lot of folks that don't finish a short film.
Yes, I can tell you how long it took me. It wasn't even a short film. I had a small dialogue piece I was working on for fun, and it took me embarrassingly long to finish. So congratulations. Yeah. Although speaking of, that brings up a topic that we can get into later when we talk about other stuff. A tool I recently found and the Steam library that helps with shot making.
Let's talk about that now.
Okay. Well, I don't want to ruin your flow.
No. That's part of the flow.
Our flow is organic.
Flow like water.
Bob in and out.
Well, I literally found this, I think, yesterday.
What is it?
It's called Cine Tracer. CINE, like cinema.
Why does this sound familiar? Man, I need to stop looking at stuff.
So that's about the extent of my knowledge. But if you look it up, it's an Unreal Engine 4, and I guess it comes with preset people or stand-ins, what have you, and a really nice camera system. By the looks, it's in early access beta or in pre-access beta, and I saw someone I found it by something popping up on Facebook or LinkedIn about, I don't think it was the creator, it might have been a third party creating a script or something where you could extract images out of that more easily for storyboarding purposes. But I think that's kind of the purpose anyway. So now I'm thinking maybe it was just a creator ad, by the people who are making it. But regardless, it's like $80, and I'm like, ooh, this is making my stuff done.
So if this is the same one I'm thinking about, this is done by a dude that's has a YouTube page called Cinematography Database. He's actually like a director. So check it out, because he also does, Carlos, you would like this. He also does like regular like video stuff too. Because I think he made the Cine Tracer thing. This Asian guy has a bunch of stuff. Everything from like...
Yeah, Brittany's here. Oh, and Long Arm is here too. Iggy Doodles as well. Hi, guys.
What up, B? What up, Iggy? Brittany, this is like...
Sorry for interrupting, Charlie.
No problem. I just want to tell Brittany, this is like week 3. That means you're hooked. Welcome
That's
back.
it.
You're part
That's
of the
it.
nation.
Welcome.
That's all it is. Anyway, so check this out. So like cinematography database has everything there, Corey. From videos, regular YouTube type videos to like
I'm gonna drop a link in the chat.
And then looks like he was a cinematographer, videographer guy, right? Doing so for people like Carlos who does vlogs, or people that are like really into cameras, really into like shooting stuff, like Elizabeth who does the short film. Like he had a really good channel in terms of showing you how to like shoot. And then he also did stuff in like Cinema 4D, and like he would make these camera packs where Corey you to actually have the like camera rigs that you can use. So he'll have like the cameras connected to dollies. And there's something about a lot of cinematographers, a lot of people in the game field, especially Epic and Unity, was following this trend where they thought if we're going to use cameras and stuff like that, they would have the whole model and the whole rig connected to the camera, so you can have it actually how it is. So basically, your scene will look like a set, you know. And so they had stuff for Unity. Unity camera systems did this. Unreal had ones where you hook it up to a dolly and all that good stuff. And he basically had some tool sets that you can use in cinema to do the same thing. Looks like he's moved over into real time, and looks like he now has those setups for Unreal. So it look like he does a sin tracer, like you're saying. He has a getting started video. He has a cameras and storyboards video on it, and he also has it where you can use an Xbox controller for the camera update, and then use your Xbox controller to control the cameras. So then this is kind of crazy.
I really want to use it even for my animations, even though it's not necessarily for animations, it's more for like filmmaking, but like just to get those shots, because like I play around with shots, even storyboards for so long, and I can never quite
it's a good
visualize
storyboard too.
Well, yeah, and there's good Storyboarder app is a free app for storyboarders who want to do stuff drawing by hand. But there it is.
Yeah.
Well, like
Storyboarder.
Click on that, Carlos. Click on mine.
But just to play with like depth of field and really kind of start to see the shot, and how the flow and the connection, I think helps me be on even my own storyboards can. There's some shots there's some shots I see in my head, in my mind's eye so clearly, and other shots I'm like, I don't know what I want. I need to play around a little bit. So
yeah. There was a link that Jack shared actually that talked about artificial intelligence reading through a script, and the computer actually set up all the shots.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually have props and stuff for this too, so you can go ahead and just build out your whole little thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like how it still felt like a game though, because they gave to do the backpack.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, a director probably would want a backpack so you just fly around the whole area to get to places really quickly. All right, place it here. All right, place it here. All right, over here on this roof, right where I'm hovering. Put the camera right here. So cool. All right, this is a good segue though. So this is Sin Tracer. Corey, you had something else about animation.
Oh, you're talking about? Are we segueing into the spine discussion?
No, the cast.
Oh yeah.
I don't. It's too many words to sound out.
I'm gonna. I just closed the page. Where to go?
Cascador, Cascade.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm gonna post a forum. I don't remember where the homepage is.
Cascade Dior.
This is the forum. I'm sure somewhere in there you can link back to that main page. So I joined in like the first beta, and this was a couple months ago. It's a physics-based, there you go, animation program. So you set keyframes, and then you basically, it gives you a trajectory that you can manipulate, and it does it very well. It calculates the weight and the settings for all the gravity, and basically just set keyframes and hit go, and it does this really cool physics thing. And Richard Lecco just posted on Vimeo.
Yeah, I don't understand. Is there a video of this somewhere? Because
somewhere.
Because this pose here, Looks so incredibly stiff.
So it looks. I played around with the beta, and it was, even though it was very, for lack of a better phrase, dumbed down interface for those used to like 3D like Maya. It was still very easy to pose, and it was like, it became very natural to pose the character. But some of the keyframes, it was missing some finer elements of keyframing and the way it handled IK/FK switching, which you need to do to determine when the physics is happening, was a little confusing.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
But yeah, based on their demo, you can see what it's capable of if you know how to use it. So I unfortunately got pulled away in some other projects. I didn't get to go back to it, but I'm sure they've obviously made improvements in this beta time, which is
is it
what Richard.
pre-canned animation? Corey,
No.
You
You're setting poses. Yeah. So basically, you can see these poses. So there's the arc. The arc that you're seeing there. So you manipulate the arc, and it just calculates everything in between. But it's really cool. It has this onion skinning. You see.
Okay, I was hating on it, but I legit kind of like it right now.
It'll take your poses, and then you can hit this onion skinning, and it'll tell you where, based on physics, your body parts should be, and you can snap to that, which is what just happened in that video.
So pipeline, you do it right, like the flip.
Mm-hmm.
You snap to those poses, right? This is how I would think, and
Mm-hmm.
then I would go into those poses that are snapped to, that are accurate, and I would finesse the crap out of them so they make them look more interesting or more dynamic?
You could. You can determine what's a keyframe and what is not a keyframe, essentially. And at the time when I was using the beta, they weren't allowing for export at all, so I didn't really have.
That's just teasing you.
I know. There's nowhere to take it just yet, but obviously that's part of their goal.
Yo, is this gonna be like $4,000?
I hope not.
Like $100 a month on a subscription. Like I need you to I need it to be a flat thing of like $400, and then let me go.
But I don't know if you can look up Richard Lyko's video he just posted in Vimeo of it. His was very impressive. I'm like, oh, okay. Now Richard, if you know Richard Lyko, he's a very good animator and well known.
Because if I can export this out to whatever I want.
I'm guessing it comes out as an FBX of some sort or something, human HIK or something compatible with my.
What's the guy named? Richard who?
Richard Lyko. Anybody interested in animation, just follow Richard Lyko on Vimeo. He's fantastic. He did all the Moss stuff. That VR game Moss.
Yeah.
I believe, unless I'm getting my animators mixed up, which is possible because
you know a lot of them. Yes. So on his Vimeo, I was gonna say
because I have lots of babies and my brain doesn't work, but that's true too.
This is true. I'm trying to find it. So, Carlos, I think you would like this thing. You're quiet over there, but I see people.
Yeah, I'm actually flipping through Elizabeth Instagram.
Oh yeah.
All right, where's that, Corey?
I don't know. He just posted it on Vimeo. You probably have to go to his Vimeo.
This is Vimeo.
Oh wait, go scroll down. Did I just see it? Sorry, there's a little bit of lag, so it looks.
Hold on. Let's make this bigger.
Like he literally posted like an hour ago.
Oh, how do you do like recent posts?
It should be on top.
I got his show reel.
No, scroll down. I think the picture of the guy on the floor, the one right below the.
This guy here. Oh, Cascade. There it is.
There you go.
That's weird, Vimeo. Come on, put it at the top.
You can control where he put it. He might have put it there by hand.
This was what we just saw in that like demo. Were they using his stuff for the demo?
No, it comes with this model. It comes with the model.
Oh. Yeah. So this is his animation test. So Corey, what stage is this test? Would you call this?
What stage is his animation, or what stage is the program in?
What stage is his animation? Like, how do you rate the quality of that?
Well, it's hard to tell for sure because they're just playing choppy in his feedback right here. But I mean, it's Richard Lyko. I mean, he's so good. For me, it's beyond blocking for him. He might be like, "Oh, I just took a first pass. It only took me 10 minutes."
Because I just didn't know if this is like
From what I know, he's a very
Film
nice
or
guy
more
and sounds.
gaming? Yeah.
From what I sound, he's a very nice guy and probably doesn't sound like that at all. But he's, I'm sure, far faster than I am.
Because I
But
like it.
I see that. I think I don't know if it's for blocking, if it's almost to be treated as kind of a mocap replacement when you can't mocap, just get some physics going on.
I mean, it's snappy, so it reminds me of game.
It does remind me of game. It's very Assassin's Creedy,
Ooh,
if that's the word.
cool. I still got it. Corey just agreed with me. Cool. Because I've seen maybe in the last couple of years where I'm at now, I've been watching more. Do a lot of games. I've been watching a lot more film and animation of that. So, but this feels like cool. You got a really cool dude to like do some combat stuff, and this is like the cleaned up version from out of like what you call it, motion builder or something like that.
Yeah, I think it could be used for video game. I think if you wanted to use it for film, it's a good, almost like a stunt man, where you really need some accurate physics in there, and then you take it in to the app and then really tweak it to make it film quality.
Yeah, because I was assuming that like you were saying, you snap to where the
right
physics based stuff is, but then I'm flaring everything out or whatever.
Yeah, you use that as a baseline to make sure your physics is right, because that's the hardest thing. At least for me, maybe it comes easier to other people, but in animation is getting realistic physics and getting that timing and weight right. And if this solves that problem for you, then you can just do all the fun stuff after that to make it look.
I mean, it can go so many other places. I mean, for physical animations, it's great, walking on whatever. But like, what if they like figure out how to do facial or like start doing some kind of like AI stuff, and then it tells you how the eye blinks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or like where it helps you nail down. I don't know if that's timing to get rid of the dead look. Or there's more twitching or more movement in the face to get rid of the uncanny valley. Because I've seen it done in like, even in like, more stylized animated stuff where the face just feels like it's full of life. But once it gets to be more detailed, sometimes I don't know if the animator just makes things too subtle and then it makes it look a little dead.
Yeah, it's tricky. But the cool part with this, speaking of timing though, is like it's been a few months since I used this, but like I was trying to do a simple jump or something, like basically trying to recreate what was in that first video we watched. And like if I wanted him to go from point A to point B and I wanted to create a bigger arc, say I just wanted him to go higher up, it would extend, it would tell you how many keyframes it's going to take to reach that in a correct physical fashion. So if I wanted it to be 30 frames, it's like, well, you need 50 frames to do that. So then I have to move my keyframe over. So you didn't have to necessarily guess on the timing even per se.
So how does it know? How does it know what you want it to do? I mean, because
you ask it nicely.
Yeah, because if you're doing posing, or even at that point, that guy had a little bit of motion blur on the sword there.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Cool. If you, I don't know if you saw in that video, I'm pointing at the screen like you people can see me pointing. That little circle. So when you're in a ball and you start rotating, it tells you basically how wound up you are.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did notice that.
And so it tells you if you've over rotated, under rotated, and then there's a button you can click and it'll auto correct that too. It's pretty cool.
How does it know what it's doing?
Physics. It has all this.
That's so crazy. Like,
okay, it just knows what to do.
The way you move it and kind of position it is a little bit different. It kind of works in groups. So if you like grab a knee, it'll grab the knee and the upper leg and the lower leg. So it doesn't have complete fine. I shouldn't say that because I think there is a way to do some fine control. But generally speaking, you work in much larger groups of parts. So it's treating everything under some physics hierarchy.
Corey, we are on the same page. This CG channel article just referenced the other animation system I was just talking about. I knew it was this. It was similar. I kept it. Look at this. You need to check this guy out. Have you seen this? For one, nice. nice audio. For one,
That's Carlos's ringtone.
they're
What's going on?
doing they're doing ZBrush, the ZBrush style of interfaces where they feel like they need to reinvent an interface that's like weird. So I don't like that part of it. But this system, I was looking at it and I was like this close to buying it for Next Now because I was going to learn it myself and do it for when we need animation. Like, check this thing out. Hold on. Let's go here. Look at this guy. Look at this. It's a crazy, like, full system.
Oh, wait, I have seen this.
You had to have seen this thing. I never got to try it out.
I'm skeptical about it, though.
Right? It's so out there in terms of interface. I'm like, I don't know where to look. I'm not in the animation that much. This looks like it's like traditional, like those traditional sheets. It also does rigging in an interesting way. Where it's like weighting, like almost like soft selection, weighting it.
Yeah, I've looked at this several times, and when I first saw it, I was really excited. Then I'm like, skeptical. Just the only word I can. It's too good to be true.
I need you to try this, Corey. I just need you to tell me if this is good.
But you know what? If anybody out there looking for a good rig, like a traditional rig, do you know what I'm going to say?
Yes, I do.
The toy rig.
The toy rig.
Oh my god! I started using it. I just posted a little fun test I did.
Look at this
on LinkedIn. Yeah,
it's the curves in the background that I like in 3D space. Like,
yeah,
this is the one with the guy with the skateboarder I keep seeing, and then they have the layers too. But then I was like, it's definitely some animator definitely came up with this thing because the way I feel
long arm.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you, Charlie. The long arm.
Yep. Okay.
I'm referring to you as the long arm now. Long arm. Yeah. It's a toy rig by Jorge.
Yeah. Long arm. Try it. You'll like it.
I'm gonna say Vergara just because I think of Sofia Vergara, but I'm not sure that's actually his last name. But if you want to stretch your rig, if you want a rig that can do, but he has a really cool easy hand manipulation system that I've never used before. Maybe people on bigger productions have, but I'm trying to find the link here.
That dude is hilarious.
But it's so simple to use.
You gotta try this weird rig. I don't know. I think you can. I think it's at a point now where it's in. You can download a what you call it? It's in beta.
Can you download a demo of that software, Charlie?
I think so. Now this has been a while ago.
Yeah.
I saw like 2014. Where is this guy? I just needed. Let's go back. I always forget this name. Ikitetsu. Because I'm assuming now, like I like to come back to places like
Vergara,
where they're all grown up now. So I'm assuming now there's something I can actually download and
what's cool about the toy rig though is he's posting up
some. You can download it. Yeah.
Oh, nice. He's posting up some cool videos. Like he kind of said, he's not like creating a full-on channel, but he's like, here's some ways to get started. But for me, maybe this will help for anyone listening who's an artist of any level. He's like, here's a pose he drew. He's like, I'm just gonna get my character in this pose. I want to show you how I get the character that he invented and the rig that he created in this pose. And he did it, and it was very, very good, obviously. But he's like, okay, well, that took maybe like 2 hours to get into a pose. I'm like, oh, cool. You're not the only one that takes 2 hours, or I'm not the only one that takes 2 hours to get into a single good pose that you're happy with. So,
like a single pose is okay.
Yeah, like a finalized pose. So I'm like, okay. So it's always nice I think, for me, and I'm sure others do here, when someone who you think is very good at their job
is taking the same
does similar practices as you. You're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of doing things right. That's good. Mm-hmm. So, but aside from that, he has great tips and stuff in general.
Yeah, so you can do a 30-day trial with this one, guys. If you guys want to look at this one too.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to give that a shot.
So yeah, look like we waited long enough, Corey. Now it's like legit. And there's a 30-day trial. You can download it.
Speaking of things I've done since I last talked to you guys, I did get a new computer, so I am all
about what?
Yes,
all kinds of new stuff.
I like
new babies, new software.
I maxed out. I maxed out on this thing.
They have a cycle maker. What's the curve? The curve board. Ooh. Yeah, I just don't have enough time in the day. Okay, cool. Come back to me. Show my face. Yeah, there it is.
Show my face.
I start reading stuff. Carlos saying I come back.
I know. I actually, you know what we're gonna do?
What?
Crap. Hold up, because I found Elizabeth's Instagram. So
Are we gonna get Elizabeth stuff?
Yeah, and that's why I started looking at it, and I was like, okay.
You
I
were
see you,
quiet.
girl.
You were invested.
Yeah. I've been researching things. Okay. So let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm catching up with the track.
84 followers.
Behave.
85 followers. We're gonna get you 86 by the end of the night.
There it is.
So this is what I was looking at. This is part of her
Instagram.
Her animated short. Click, click, click.
Oh, that's fun.
Ah.
So what was that?
That is, and I need you guys to remember, she said she wanted to finish this before she finished high school.
Oh. How long is it?
I think she said about 2.5 minutes.
Wow, that's great.
But this is really good. The anticipation, the follow through, the secondary animation, the little antenna on top. You know,
I'm gonna find
a little bounce. Boink. That's solid work, Elizabeth. You should be proud.
Is that Instagram you're on? I'm gonna go look at it. So
that's Instagram. Yeah. Oh, these are like a pencil test. This looks good.
I put the link in the chat as well. But yeah, let's see. Look at something as simple as that. There's life in that turn.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it plays much better when I'm not looking at through your computer, just for the record. Everyone go and see it on your own machine because it plays clean. That's great.
And follow her.
Yeah.
She's only got 85 followers.
86. I just followed her.
Yes. There's an 86. We're good. Work here's done.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get sassy. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna be 87. I am 87. You guys go follow her. Let's see how close we can get her to 100 by the end of the show.
Oh, let's do that. We can do that.
I just realized I've been ignoring my Instagram account, both posting and following and paying attention to other people's work. So my goal is to get back, and this is a good motivation.
And she said she used digital. Huh?
Where'd you put the link? I don't see it.
It was in the chat.
There you
go. So she used Digicel. Flip.
She's at 88. She's at 88 now.
Yeah. That's a solid walk cycle. Huh.
How old is this one now?
She posted this, it looks like maybe 4 weeks ago.
Oh, she just did a test on the side while doing her. Oh yeah, somewhat interesting. What is she doing her short in?
Oh, I loved it. I love that robot walk too. It looked like a
the
coming from the side.
She said that it was called, what was it, Robot Shop or something like that.
That's fun. I love the little robot stuff. That's great.
Yeah. Animated short, 2D hand drawn. I animated it in Digicel Flipbook. If you wanted to see some tiny clips, oh yeah, we're doing that right now. And yeah, I think she said it was called Robot Shop or something. Daniel Heisel is here now too. Daniel and Elizabeth. Hi guys.
What's up, Daniel?
Are you guys siblings? Are you guys married? Like, what's your story? Let's see what else we got. This one's cool. I like this one. So there's the walk cycle, and then he's going to turn. See how she put them together? That's good stuff.
Brittany has a question. Corey,
You have to
or,
draw
Carlos?
each movement and put it together.
Wants to know the process.
He's 12. He's my little brother. Aw. Hi, Daniel.
What's up, Danny?
Brittany, if you're talking about 2D animating like this, yeah, you have to. Well, since it's digital, you would have to do the first set of drawings, and then you can copy those over.
Right. You can steal bits and pieces from whatever you need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But essentially, yes.
But yeah, you have to draw. Funny enough, I have like a schedule of things that I want to do for the for my Coconut Justice channel, and a walk cycle. I want to do a walk cycle, but like different ways, like frame by frame, actually draw it completely out, and then do one where it's the flash way or the animate way. Which would be just moving symbols around, and then I want to use a bone system too.
Spine. Transition into spine talk.
And I want to see about spine.
Ooh. You would like spine, Carlos.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Why are you messing around? Go ahead and get on that spine.
Because I went and I looked at it, and they're charging money. And
this is true. I used it through work. So
how much is it?
I don't know.
How much is it?
It's not absurd.
Find out how much it is.
I really.
Charlie's talking like a rich man over there. Like,
yeah, let's find out right now.
Find out. I want to know.
What is it? Spine animation.
Spine animation.
That's
I always forget the name.
That's what Derek's spine.
Yep. Derek software.
You want the standalone version? Nothing connected to an engine.
Go after.
Essential, $69. Professional.
But scroll down on the right. It tells you what the difference between essential and the pro is, and you miss out some good stuff with the essentials. To be perfectly honest,
yeah,
the power really comes in with the pro version.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So basically, 300 bones and
Corey.
Yeah,
cool.
that.
I'm sorry.
Bones. Wow, did they change the pricing?
Probably go.
So can you animate in this and actually use it for video?
Yes, you can render out.
This is not just sprites. It's not.
Don't close.
Damn it!
Go back because I had to show you something.
Yeah,
It'll
Corey.
Blow your mind.
Corey got the.
Go to the runtime.
The only thing that's gonna blow my mind is the crack.
Go to.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Go to showcase. Go to showcase there in the top.
Showcase.
Spriter's okay. I've heard of that one.
Then go to spine demos right there.
There's nothing like this out there. I mean, Unity try to do stuff internally now, so they get rid of it. But there's nothing like this. You can go really like where you can kind of tell it's a cutout. But Spine does a good job of like blending all that stuff together. Where
what I like about it is you can have
all the way up with it. So
you can do
hand drawn.
I have bone systems on top of bone systems on top of bone systems, and it's so clean and so inexpensive. And they have a girl working for her who does these like 4-hour Twitch streams.
Oh, this is amazing.
And she does the crazy stuff. Here's the thing, Carlos. That's real time. You can interact with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
the cool part about it, because sometimes you can see these things, right, Corey? Sometimes the other versions of like sprite animators or whatever, you could tell it's like, puppet, but all these things, like you said, are rigged, like full, like you make a rig.
Yeah. So the way to do and they introduce some new stretchy bone capabilities, but on top of it, you can do. So what you do is you make a chain of bone, like for a leg. Say you want a stretchy leg, a chain of bones. Bam. Then you have a path constraint that is driving those bones. Then you have a 3-bone IK system that is driving the path. And then your mesh is weighted to the Bezier curves of the path. So you can have a controller, and you have one thing that moves all of that, and then you can just go, and it stretches, and It's ridiculous. There's demos in
Your
here.
2D drawings. So like you draw your leg, you draw your left, draw your right leg,
Yeah.
or whatever. And
Yeah,
then
so
you
it's
put a
kind of like
button system to it. Yeah.
it's kind of like Flash or Animate, whatever they're calling it now. So there's some in here you can, if you keep scrolling down, somewhere you can interact with.
Yeah, keeps going.
Oh yeah,
there
then
was
you get
I
to the
mean, there was the
3D
one up
stuff.
here where you can actually tell it to do things, but
Oh yeah, then there's all the skinning. This is all one animation with all these different skins on it. So that can be that's
pretty
one
dope.
animation, and it's completely. You can have player controlled. Oh yeah, you can interactive shoot here. So you drive.
Wow. You know what drives me crazy?
Because then this is
We
your
were able to do
game
this
character.
in Flash 10 years ago.
Not like this though.
Yeah.
No longer. I haven't used Sprider. I don't know what that is.
This is weighted.
I've checked it out.
Yeah.
But I didn't get into
Oh,
it.
scroll down to the path constraints.
Yeah, because this is like full IK.
Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, seriously. Look at I'm messing with his board.
What's nice is I think Sprider, is that where you create like 8-bit type sprite stuff?
Yeah.
What's cool is they Spine here just released an update like a few weeks ago or last week, where you can take these nice vector graphics and it will turn them into 8-bit type graphics for you. So Carlos, you can see you're manipulating that.
Yeah,
in real time.
This is really cool.
And the best part, one of the nicest features, it's such a simple feature, all the layering of those bits and pieces and drawings, you can animate draw order, and you can animate things turning on and off.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty rad.
Bloop.
Like this is like my new favorite program. Is like, for some reason, like non-US companies are using it a lot. Like it's, I think, very popular, like with, I think, Russian artists for whatever reason. I don't know what industry is over there that is driving that need, but
this is crazy.
Like, and this stuff just, I wish, if I can find that girl, her demo and I made a tutorial for work, kind of just talking about some of her stuff and how to do it, but she has like these 5 characters with completely different costumes and all different setups, doing some really great animation, and it's just mind-blowing.
What would be, and it looks like you might be able to, but so for example, Jack and I are always sharing 2D animation software. And there's something that I can't remember, Moho, I think it is. But imagine having a character like this, and then you have controls on the side. So as you click and drag left and right, her face would then turn left and right.
Yep, you can do that in this. I just did that for work. And somewhere on this page, actually, I think there's the demo. You can actually download this girl's demos too. Sorry, I'm probably like yelling into the microphone now. I'm getting really excited.
Yeah, he's all excited. You can animate.
Wow, where the heck is that?
And then you can export into basically anything you want. Very nice.
But yeah, if you go into, you don't have to do it now, but anyone interested in the esoteric page, if you go into, what is it? Oh, under learn, if you go into learn and go under Twitch, is this girl, and I apologize, I don't know her name, with all of her Twitch demos, and she's dealing with a lot of 3D stuff. Yeah, if you scroll down.
Oh, okay. She's on Twitch?
Yeah. But it's funny, like her streams are like 4 hours, and if you like cipher through those, she basically does a walkthrough of like all this work, and so there's so many great tips, and I've just like watched her and learn stuff, and she sets up like this 8-character walk cycle for this 8-bit type thing.
This is pretty legit.
So if you can, I don't know, and a lot of these you can see you can download the files for some of these.
Yeah.
some of these like World of Warcraft type ones are like really cool. Deals with all that 3D stuff. So
Is she on Esoteric's channel?
yeah, she is. So I don't know if she.
Okay.
I bet
Is it-
she has her own channel too.
Oh yeah, so these characters, yeah, these at the top, these are all part of the same rig. She does this whole thing, and you can download those files and see how she builds it. It's amazing.
What's her name? Because she probably has her own channel too. I would assume, unless she
I
works.
think she got started because she won some contest or some contest about.
Erica Inzitari. Oh,
Oh, she won a contest to be there. Like,
No, I think she won a contest of something, and she did that whole make a photograph. She had to sing a photograph and made it move, and I think it was mind blowing. I think it got the attention of Esoteric, so I think that's how she got connected with them. I don't know if she works in the development or she just like an artist that
yeah, that's
basically
cool.
tests everything out. But anyway, this thing, no words will ever do this program justice. I feel like it's such an under the radar program,
it really is.
You have to watch it, yeah.
but it's so powerful.
Because even when I was pushing at work, my head of development was like, "Oh, Unity has some of these things built in now in the new 2019 18 version." It's like, not the same.
Yeah,
But yes. Okay, cool.
I wish I just did or the test with a Marilyn Monroe painting because we had an old Marilyn Monroe game that I just stole a painting from to test out with, and I wish I had on this computer that I could show you guys, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm super excited about two of those programs. This one I already knew about, but the other two we've talked about tonight, it's good. It's got some good stuff. Good things to go to.
It's so good.
Yeah, I can't wait for her to get done with if this is done. Oh, she was already talking. She sounded like DeCosta to me. She was like, "Yeah, we're in the what did she say? The Elizabeth is submitting this to film festivals or something now." Yeah, that's like the it's like the talking the talk there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can't see it. It's in submission right now. I'm sorry. It's in submission. I see you, Elizabeth, over there.
I actually got to experience a lot of that because while DaCosta was doing his thing, like I helped him a little bit with the website for his film, and I got to see a lot of the process, and I was like, whoa, like that's really cool. Like going from story to storyboards to refined storyboards to like he went and built a team around this film, and I got to see some sneak peeks of different things, and man, it's cool. It's a big deal. And Elizabeth, this is a big deal. The fact that you have something and you've submitted it to film festivals and stuff, you beat the majority of the population, including professionals.
That's true.
There's a lot of pros out there that haven't done that. So good for you. I mean, your work is the little clips that we've seen is really cool. Very well done. And
so is your short film, Elizabeth? Is that the robot? This is what we've confirmed, that, right?
Yeah, the robot shop.
Cool. I want to see it. I like that little robot.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, she says, I think I could post it, but after the festival, I might change minor details, like some backgrounds maybe. I have a couple more posts about the robot shop on my Tumblr, but those are more jokey too. I appreciate it. Yeah. No, you're on the path. That's good stuff.
I wish I was doing this in high
I wish
school.
you the
Holy
best of
moly.
luck.
Way ahead of me.
Yeah, right.
Did you guys get your sticky bone?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm in the phase 3 because I got the blue and the gray.
Oh yeah.
But they said that the the manufacturer was supposed to send out the new shipment on the 10th of July, and I haven't heard anything yet. Or of April, sorry, the 10th of April. So I'm kind of excited. And show that again.
So this is a Sticky Bones. It's a stop motion, not an armature, but it's basically just a stop motion figure with very refined and precise control and calculated joints. And it's like the way it moves is very smooth, and each joint moves at a different kind of pressure value. So it takes more to move the chest, but the head, like, you can just barely touch it and move it. It's so nice. It's funny. I had set up my kids had a little kids table that they hadn't used in forever. So I pulled it up in my office next here to my computer, put like a backdrop, got out my studio lights, and set up a little prop. I even took like something from like their Barbie dream house just as a little table, the prop. And I had it up and I did some test shots with just some lighting. I'm like, all right, I want to try to do a shot like in like 24 hours or something, because I knew it wasn't going to last long. But I've been stalling, and finally went, and my girls had been in and out and seen it 100 times. And finally, one of my girls comes in. She's like, "What's my Barbie's table doing there?" I'm like, "Oh, Daddy needs it for a prop." And she's like, "No." She rips it off the table. I had it taped down. Moves all the stop motion, so it ruined my shot entirely.
Yeah.
So it moves it around, and then she's like, "Dad, can we have our table back? We need to have a tea party." And I'm like, "Girls, you haven't used this table in 6 months. We need to have a tea party today, Dad."
But it's today, Dad.
So I completely,
And that's why you got the 4th.
yeah. So I completely tore down the set. So I haven't got to fully use my Sticky Bones like I had planned, because I'm like, well, I'll have to put that project on hold for a while. But
oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
That's so funny. Yeah.
hopefully, so my goal for the summer is to clean out the garage so I can make some studio space that they can't interfere with. But
I really like Elizabeth. We're gonna have to get you and maybe your parents, everyone, just all together. Her last comment is amazing. In the chat, she said, "My parents signed me up to the animation course with Chad Stewart. I would not be doing this without my parents and my teacher's support."
the name of
Don't lose that. Don't lose that, because there's some folks out here that get a little too big for their britches. Don't lose that humility. That's what makes people even cooler than the work that they do. Is that? Yeah. You too, Daniel. I'm sure she had you on there. If it wasn't for Daniel, Elizabeth would have never been able
done
to
any of this. Spoken like a true brother. You're like, yo, you give my props.
Like, what about me? I didn't even touch the Barbie table. But yeah, back to Sticky Bones. I have Sticky Bones Instagram up right now. I'm excited.
It's fun.
And it's killing me, because I was like, I can wait till the 10th, no worries. And now it's like a week later, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Oh, my Sticky Bones.
Well, it's funny because like it was, the project or the delivery was delayed by like a year or 2 or maybe 3. I mean, it's well worth the wait. They're high quality. I'm glad they took the time to do it right. So, but I had ordered it at a time like, great, when this comes, I've got the time and space and means to do it. But now, like, we've moved, my entire life has changed. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have the setup for this. So,
so you start jacking little girls' tables and stuff.
I went to, one of the co-creators, it's a husband-wife team. I went to Animation Mentor with her. She was in my same class. We had classes together.
Okay.
So it was really cool to see that. I'm like, oh, I know her.
I actually reached out to them. They said that they're going to, after, like, once everything is all said and done, they're going to come on the show.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So if you're around.
Yeah.
Come on.
You guys are way too cute. Elizabeth and Daniel right now.
Are you guys like a room apart? You guys are just in the other room texting each other, and
they're probably on the same computer. Give me the keyboard. It's my turn. But yeah, no, they actually met.
Yeah, at Blue Sky, I believe.
I thought they met at while doing school in at an animation mentor.
Oh, maybe I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't remember him from my time there. So but that's
Yeah.
not impossible to do.
So
Obviously,
if you're if you're a lonely animator, go to Animation Mentor because they do
most animators are lonely.
Animation Mentor does like couple setups, whatever that is. Matchmaking, Animation Mentor matchmaking. It's the bonus plan.
Oh, here we go.
Animation Mentor Pro.
Nice.
Speaking of new software, even though it's not new, if you guys are following me, please do so. YouTube.com/coconut justice. I did a video. My last video was about all the new things that came out on Procreate. And it's pretty legit stuff, man. Every time I think to myself, well, screw it. I'm just going to do everything in Photoshop. Procreate comes out with some new stuff, and I'm like, ooh, it's going to be hard to go back to Photoshop.
Now, tell me, I always get confused because I used to work for a company. I used to work for Corel that had a line of products called Procreate. It was their Procreate line.
Yes.
So this is not them.
No.
This is
No.
This was the tour. This was the Procreate tour that I did.
No,
Yeah.
this is not.
No, this is a company in Tasmania.
Okay. Corel is in Canada.
I'm gonna see if I can't pull up my iPad without ruining my web camera. Okay, can you guys see a completely blank screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, actually, let me do this because if I have this. Okay, so this looks like a jumbled mess. Yes, I know. However,
what are we doing here?
some of the new functionality, if you go into the layers and you see those little check marks on all the way to the right, if I tap and hold one of those, it'll just keep that one frame open or that one frame on. And if I tap and hold again, if I tap and hold again, it brings them all back. So that's a really helpful way. And if you look, I'm working on a little dancing animation here, which leads me into now you can go up to the wrench and under the share menu, if you go to animated GIF, it'll actually show you, it'll cycle through all of the
that's cool.
All of the layers, and then it'll, you export this and you'll be able to animate, or you'll be able to share your animation.
That's cool.
Let's go in here. Where'd it go? Here we go. So I was excited because I have been working on this comic strip for a long time, and if you check it out, you'll be like, wow, a lot of this is trash. Yes, I know. But the reason why I've been working on this specific, or one of the good reasons why, is because I always need something to draw. And the more you draw, the better you get. And if you go to the beginning, you'll be like, wow, this is horse trash. And then throughout the years, I get a little better. But one of the cool things is now, well, what I used to do is I would do the pencils and even the inks up to the colors in Procreate. And then I would have to take this, export it to Photoshop, and then finish up with the words and everything. But now Procreate has text layers, and you can even import fonts. So now I have
Oh, that's cool.
I have the ability to do the full on the entire thing in Procreate. And then I can save it out and then post it to the internet, la la la.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that's really neat.
That's your tagline. Procreate. We've got words now.
Yeah, right.
Fonts.
And to do that, you click the wrench, click add or
Classic
tap, I
wrench.
guess. And then you tap add text.
That's a full keyboard. Oh, so just
Oh yeah. And now I can, I can always, you have to make sure that you're on that layer, and then you just tap it and it comes back. You can edit styles, and here you can change the text, you can change the size, opacity, all that good stuff. And then again, you can actually tap and rasterize that. And then you can use it as just a regular drawing layer. If it has an A, it means you can go in and adjust the font and everything. If it doesn't, like I did here to text is awesome layer, now it's a regular drawing layer. So I'm gonna undo that, make sure that the A is there. So now when I tap on it again, I'm able to adjust everything. And then they did other things like there's new layer styles here. So under contrast, they added hard light, soft light, vivid light, linear light, pin light, hard light, or hard mix, stuff like that. I'm trying to think. Maybe you guys would know. If I had a document with a bunch of layers, I'm able to take and save all of the layers in a PNG file. It'll take and break all the layers, turn into their own file. I can't think of a good reason why you would want to do that.
If you're using Spine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's actually, it comes with a, for Photoshop user, there's a Spine to, or Photoshop to Spine script. But if you're doing that in this program, yeah, everything you can create it as a single. It's helpful if you create it as a single like image or combined image parts into an image.
Oh,
You need to keep those layers and then export them out that, and that's like half your battle right there.
yeah. Because I was thinking maybe like in my video, I was like, I'm not 100% sure why you would want that. Possibly to use, say, in After Effects.
Right, I was gonna say if you take it into another program and need that separation for continued editing of some sort. Obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I think that was pretty much it. The animated GIF thing, the text thing, which is fantastic. Yeah. So a lot of really cool things. If you want to see a more detailed breakdown of that, youtube.com/coconut justice. Don't forget to subscribe. So yeah, I've been playing a lot more with Procreate again because of, it's my go-to drawing software now anyway.
Is that on iPad only?
Yeah. Yeah. And one of our friends, Dave Atsy, who's usually on, he watched the show, or he watched my video on my other channel, and he's like, okay, perfect, bye Photoshop. Like, it's so cool. But it's really weird to see I think we might be getting spoiled with super cheap software.
Mhm.
Like when I was in school, I had to go to school because one, computers were expensive. Two, software was even more expensive. And now it's kind of like you have a full on, I mean, I can use it for comic strips. There's people using it like for full on illustrations. I've done full on illustrations for different client projects in Procreate. And I think Procreate costs like what, $20? Maybe $40? Maybe $40. So it makes me nervous. Like,
There's a
that,
lot of good Photoshop competitors out there now that are cheap.
yeah. And that's the thing, like Photoshop for iPad is supposed to be coming out this year.
And stuff that does the drawing part better. Photoshop, I don't think. Obviously, it's called Photoshop because it's technically meant for photo manipulation.
Right.
But if you're in a drawing, like that's not my go-to anymore for drawing.
Right. Right. I know that they have a drawing, they meaning Adobe has a drawing application that they're coming out with too. I forget what it's called.
Does Adobe own Sketch? Is it Sketch Pro or Sketchbook Pro?
Sketchbook? No, that's
Autodesk.
Autodesk. Yeah.
I do like that one too.
But that, I mean,
That one's for free.
If you want a super solid application that's for
Sold.
free, and Elizabeth, you might want to check this out too. It's Autodesk makes Sketchbook Pro, and they have this thing in there called Flipbook.
Oh yeah.
Man, is that legit? That is super legit. As a matter of fact, I had gone to Adobe Max a couple years ago, and I was hanging out with some of the developers for Adobe Animate, and I was trying to show them why we need like just like a roughing pencil, bitmap pencil in Animate. And he said, why? And I showed him Sketchbook. And I said, the way I do it now is I work out my timing over here just because I like the look and feel of a pencil test.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a bunch of vector shapes to help me get through this pencil test. I want to time something here just as fast. And they're like, yeah, this is cool. Like, thanks for the information. But they've ignored me up to now. And what's funny is I'm not the only one that's been asking for this. So I know that I'm not the only crackpot out here begging for something that might not make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth and Daniel are kind of my favorites right now. So yeah, anyway, take a look at Sketchbook. It's the real deal, and it's free. I'm not sure what's the other thing that she said she was using.
Longarm said he was using something. Spriter.
Longarm was talking about Spriter.
Yeah, no, she was talking about Elizabeth was talking about doing her Digicel Flipbook. That's what it is. I'm gonna take a look at.
You're really serious about is this Cell Action? Is this the right one? Cell 2D? Cell Action 2D? There's like, so like if you ever, I have kids, so a lot of these kid shows are made in the UK, like Peppa Pig and all that stuff. And they use this really good 2D program. I believe it's called Cell 2D.
Huh.
But now I'm looking at it, it's going to a thing, something called Cell Action. So I don't know if they changed their name or what, but it looks the same.
Yeah, it looks like Digicel Flipbook. They have a bunch of different. They have like 4 different price pricing levels. And it's anywhere between it's $20, $60, $150, and $200. So if you already bought it, that's cool. But you might want to take a look at Sketchbook Pro too. You know, this has X sheets built in. That's kind of cool.
Oh, I have a child in my room.
Hello, child.
Hang on 1 second. She left.
She's making sure that you're not messing with her Barbie table.
Mm-hmm.
She probably woke up. She's like, "Why am I not getting snuggles right now?"
Oh, she said I used Autodesk Sketchbook Pro HD and Digicel Flipbook to edit it together. I use VideoPad. Oh wow, look at you!
Got it.
$200 in software programs. That's really cool. And Daniel has MS Paint. Have you guys seen what Microsoft is doing with MS Paint?
What are you talking about? What are they doing?
The last presentation I saw Microsoft doing
MS Paint.
MS Paint, they added like 3D to it. There's like VR. Yeah, it was.
Weird.
I was like,
Weird.
wow, we can't even make fun of MS Paint anymore.
Sure, we can. You just don't add VR to something. What is this? Is it a legit like overhaul of the thing?
Yeah, you kind of have to because MS Paint is it's called Paint 3D now.
Oh,
Well, yeah, that's on the computer. I have that. You can do like prints. Like it has like 3D printing setups. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's intense.
Elizabeth said, check out MS Paint Queen. She does amazing work. I'll look her up. All right, cool. Yeah, if you can find a link, drop it in the chat. Yeah, so software is getting hella cheap.
good.
And just with things like Vimeo and YouTube and kind of even Facebook, Instagram, everything, like the distribution is there. You just have to come up with an idea and actually deliver on it, like Elizabeth did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we've been, me, Charlie, and Jack have been, and I know that was grammatically incorrect, but we've been sharing links back and forth about all these people that have been doing. We talked about it a little bit last week where these folks are putting things out on YouTube and then getting picked up by Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you put something together, Kool-Aid Girl 123 on Instagram. All right, looks like we're gonna have to check her out. Yeah, it's never been a cooler time to be an artist and to have anything that you want to put out.
Right.
If you have a story to tell, work on it. Things are affordable now. The distribution is there.
Yep.
All right, let me share my screen because we found Kool-Aid Girl, Miss Paint Queen, as they call her in the streets.
Is this MS Paint?
I believe so. MS Paint, professional illustrator and designer, creator of Living When Dead.
Well, this is interesting.
It's
Sorry, I'm back.
all good. We're looking at MS Paint Queen.
Oh, nice.
Getting after it.
Wow.
Yeah, not too shabby. Got a little gorilla-esque in some of these. Oh, look at it. That one's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. MS Paint. Take that. Making a comeback.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of inspiring
Making
things.
comebacks.
Well, making comebacks to make inspiring things. There's a company that put it in the chat. Hold on. Let me pull it up. So there's a company that came out with a game, and they kind of started out small, and they were kind of like grassroots. And they put out a game or put out a demo for a game a couple years ago. It was like a mech game, and it looked so different and so crazy that it got buzz. Like one of the things you could do is like you can go to a place like GDC or whatever, like a conference like that, or like E3 or something like that, and put out stuff just for publishers to see, and then it creates like a buzz. And like with YouTube and Instagram and all these different places, it can like really help get your like short film or game or whatever traction, get it off the ground. So early on, there was this game called Hawken, which was a mech, Japanese anime type inspired type game. But it was like the mech game you always wanted to play, kind of mechs, kind of think of like Ghost in the Shell, think of like all those type of cool like Tokyo escape cities or whatever, and you're driving around, and it looked almost like it was not real. It looked like it was like an animation, didn't look like it was a game. The game was called Hawken.
I see an E3. They got an E3 2016 trailer.
Yeah, I'm looking for the trailer. Hawking.
So did it ever come out?
Yeah, it came out. Here it is. I found like a thing. But it looked so different in terms of how gritty and stuff it looked that people didn't believe it was a game. I am going somewhere with this. Hold on. I can just get out of all the like turn off your ad blocker. No, I don't want to turn off my ad blocker because of this. You just won't let me look at stuff. I don't care about your advertisement. But so what the cool thing about it was this studio started out small, right? Only like a couple people. They worked on this demo for like a year. Here's the trailer. Where's that? Let's do this here. And you didn't understand. I remember watching this. It was like, is this a game? Is this a movie? Like, is it cell shaded? Like, this is ridiculous. So like, you'll understand why in a second here. So this was it's 2016. I wonder if this is the newest one. There's another one. I'll find the other trailer. It's called Preview. Other cool thing, work in progress. Here it is. Look at this. So they just came out with this like randomly, right? This guy here. So it was like a really cool, thematic. Look at this thing. So it was really cool. Didn't know what engine was in, but it felt very like Ghost in the Shell or whatever. And it's like basically like a spec demo, right? It says early prototype, not much fanfare, just was released. And people were like, wait, what is that? And that's like sometimes that's like one of the cool things I like about the gaming industry in this aspect, because if a small team can do something amazing, and then like it gets enough buzz because people don't know what it is, and they don't give a lot of information about it, but they just show some really cool imagery, stuff like that, and it kind of like spawns into something even better. So people saw this and was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is an actual game. Blah blah. Blah. It looks great." Boom. They had some really crazy way of doing texturing, where a lot of stuff is like painted in the texture, and same with the environment. A lot of stuff in the environment with like cards and stuff like that. And that's looking a little dated now, but when you first saw this back in 2013, 2014, something like that, you're like, "Oh, this is crazy," because there's nothing like this. This is actually done in Unreal, which makes it, makes a lot more sense. But everything looked very cinematic, and like this was actually gameplay. So these end up coming out. The game ended up coming out, had a really good niche player base, and then never really hit like super big, but it was popular enough for people knew what it was, right? So some amount of success, right? Now, fast forward to now, right? This same artist, not necessarily the same company, but the same artist that made that game is kind of doing the same thing they did again. That same like formula of like, boom, we're just gonna throw this out here and let people like bubble about it.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, but they went totally the opposite direction this time. Now they went super fantasy, right? So now let me pull up the trailer for this. I want you guys to see this. This looks good. Facebook. I know I sent it to Carlos and them. But it has a very much of a Studio Ghibli type of feel. Or Ghibli, whatever.
Let's say Ghibli. I like Studio Ghibli.
It's called Towers. Check this out. This is done by 6 people.
Jeez.
How long did it take him?
Over the last 12 months. Look at that. Super artsy. I love it.
This is Unreal as well.
So I thought it was in the same vein of like when you talk about people who like, trying to get stuff made and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
Unreal Engine. But like I see a formula, the same formula they did before. They're showing gameplay, they're showing the world, and they show you just enough where it's like a really cool trailer. Feels like the trailer rather than a game. Excuse me, a game trailer, and that like works really well. And everybody's starting to like. I always caught wind of it through a random YouTuber video or whatever. I was like, "Ooh, I don't know about this. What is this?" Same thing. You see the like in the corner early prototype, but it's the same like thing that got them like hot before with the other game.
So are they
So
actually?
it's supposed to be like a some kind of open world like game like that, survival or whatever. I don't know.
Are they making a game, or are they just? This is presented as if.
But for 6 people to work on this for a year, man, that's a lot of assets to be building from scratch. If they are doing it, I'm sure they're doing a combination, but it's like super stylized and stuff, which is different.
That's crazy.
No, I mean, I wouldn't even call it stylized. It's just art directed really well.
They broke into someone's hard drive or something. This is a lot of work for 6 people.
I really don't talk about trailers and stuff for games, but this seems so different than anything I've seen in the last. I've seen remnants of some of the designs in other games, but this looks so different than anything I've seen that I thought I wanted to share it this evening. This evening, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Weird.
Is there a studio name?
Charlie, what's the studio's name?
I don't even know the studio's name. I just heard it was 6 developers. That's the point. They haven't. I don't think they've even a studio yet.
Dang.
All I heard is six developers. From the guys that worked on Hawken this game before, or some guys that worked on it before. Not necessarily the actual Hawken studio guys, but like 6 new people decided to make a game. There's like war now. Oh, it's called Towers. Look at that. Look at that guy. Towers. Explore, build, defend. So it's like one of those survival type games. Dreamlit Entertainment. Ooh, I didn't even know that.
That's cool.
Find the website.
Where are they based out of? Do you know?
Don't know anything about them. I found it out today or yesterday. Found it. Dreamlit Entertainment. Do you have a website yet?
Yeah, go back one.
This
It
one?
was, yeah, dreamlit.games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Ooh, cool site. Is there about us?
They're like, look, there's 6. It says right there, scroll up a little bit. A game prototype made by 6 core developers over a course of 12 months. We strive to create a fantastical world of mysteries and wonders for players to explore, build together. That's really cool.
So this is just kind of like an idea they're pitching. It's a would-be game. They're not
It's
actually
an idea. I mean, but that's how that other game happened too.
Sure.
Then all of a sudden they got funding, and once they got funding, they built out the studio and they released the game.
It's like creating a trailer for a movie that doesn't exist yet.
Right. Which I'm just like, dang, that whole 12 months of working somewhere else and coming home and working on your stuff, I thought resonated with what we've been talking about this evening.
I wonder how many people of those 6 are dating or married each other, because you have to have
at least 4.
Yeah, you have to have someone who understands what you're doing to live with your grimy self while this is happening, because you have a job and then you're going to get off.
I mean, they're going in
even more.
Look at the concept work.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this, I mean, it's very similar to what the folks behind Cuphead did.
Yeah.
Cuphead was like a couple brothers, I think. And then they added one more person to the team. Look at.
All right. These 2 in the back are dead, for sure. These 2 here. We don't know.
And the other one is in the trunk. That's all 6.
Yeah. They couldn't fit in the car.
Yeah. They have to.
He's the one that took the picture.
Yeah. They have to be so incredibly tight, like friendship wise, because that's a lot of work and dedication.
Yeah, the whole weird eye head thing is awesome. I just like the concept. Look at the concept. It's like, oh.
I saw Elizabeth ask a question if we'd ask about our favorite games.
She said, if you don't mind me asking, what are some of your guys' favorite games? Do you think being visual artists changes your perspective on video games?
Yes.
That's a very interesting question.
Yes. It changes your perspective like a lot. I think it takes sometimes what I buy, and I find myself staring at the game rather than playing the game at times.
I think Charlie was with me when we were playing, when I still lived in Chicago. I had gotten an Xbox and we were playing Call of Duty. And I had one of those big, huge Sony TVs that weighed like 500 pounds.
Oh my god.
And then I got rid of that and I got a HD flat screen la la la.
Oh gosh.
And I started playing Call of Duty on that. I got killed so many times because I was just looking around, and you see so many things that you didn't see before. Like you're walking around and there's like flies happening, and you're like, where was that before? And then pop, and then you're respawning. And
yeah, that happens all the time. Favorite games though?
For me right now, Candy Crush.
Candy Crush for you?
Yeah.
Really, out of all the games you could say, you're gonna say Candy Crush?
Because of the visual element? Or
No, there's nothing to do with visual. This is addiction.
Candy Crush is a very well laid out game. It's challenging enough.
Number two.
It's got
number
the
two's
creepy
Flappy Bird.
It's got pickup sticks. Analog.
Mine. I have a bunch, but if I had to talk about favorites, because we talked about this at work over lunch earlier this week, which is weird, crazy enough. I'll give you two. One is from Ubisoft, and it's called Mirror's Edge. Love that game. Love the art style. Another one's called from Capcom, and it's called Remember Me. It's another one. So it's on two different sides of the spectrum of like art. One is heavily minimalistic, ambient occlusion, with splashes of color, Mirror's Edge. The other one is the very first documented game that introduces PBR. So super realistic, but also like ultra futuristic and really cool storyline where you hold all your memories in the back of your neck here, the holograms in the back of your neck. So you can literally hack people's, memory cubes and
that's crazy.
Basically get them to like, it then becomes like a which way book of like, no, this was the memory that you actually had, and then like how you get into doors and like different things. So basically you then rewind time, if you will. Like there's a mechanic where you rewind the whole game so that you can get the outcome that you need. It's crazy.
I love games with time manipulation. What's the Stranger Than Life? Is that the one?
I think that one had that kind of thing in it too.
What's that called? Is that, did I get the name right? I have to go to my Steam library here. What's it called?
Yeah, but Remember Me had some really cool stuff, because when I first did it, I was like, oh, this is weird. Like you have to do this to do this to do this to do this to get, and then you play it back, right?
Oh, Life is Strange is what I meant. Sorry.
Life is Strange.
Thank you, Elizabeth. You got it.
And then you play it back, and you're like, oh, and it'd be like, not the outcome I want. You have to go back and hack their memory again, and then get them to like do the thing. So like it was really cool. It's a cool game. And then obviously for historical things, it's got like start introducing PBR, and there's a whole technical write-up with that and how that worked, because FX Guide and a bunch of other VFX places did like write-ups on this game and stuff like that, and then like the documentation for those guys that did all this stuff is amazing. Yeah, I saw this game back when it was an Xbox 3. It was the last game to come out on Xbox 360 before the new consoles, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do game development anymore because it was like texturing looks like it's science now, because they started changing the names and stuff like that, and they're using words like albedo and roughness, and like I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be ridiculous. And this is when I was teaching, so I had to like jump in, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna jump on this now and try to figure it out and start teaching it. And I was like, oh my god, this is like totally different, reprogramming how you do it. Because before it was like paint everything in Photoshop or whatever. Now they're talking about specular maps are no longer a thing, and now it's your roughness because it's dielectric and non-dielectric textures, materials, which is those are metal and those are not metal.
Yeah, I can't even keep up on that stuff. I feel like they're changing so fast.
So when that came out back when, whatever, I was like, why is nobody playing this game? Because it just happened to come out. Like I feel like if they would have waited a year, they would have maybe had even better success. But since they like pushed it out to get on the 360, it was like you could have waited and then like upgraded and came out on the Xbox One and played PlayStation 4, maybe you would have had a better. It literally came out like, let's say it came out in September, and then the new consoles came out like Christmas. You know, so it was like, and then it just died. I found an art book too, and I didn't move on it at C2E2. I found the art book for like $20 because on Sunday it's like half off or something. And for some reason I just didn't bring myself to buy it because I don't have my like book set up yet. They're still in bins, so I was like, I can't buy it yet. I need a bookshelf.
For me, my favorite games are, I mean, I look maybe more at animation and stuff, but if you were, I mean, anybody that didn't catch my last conversation with these guys, you know, I have an acting background, and so as an animator, I consider myself a storyteller. So I look more into things that draw me in through that. But I love, maybe this is an easy answer, but like the new Spider-Man game. I mean, I have my Spider-Man mug. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. But the animation level of that and just like the lighting and all that, the visuals of that, I think is spectacular. Hello, dog. But
Whoever's out there, we got nothing but trouble in here for you.
This
if
is
if you saw my puppy, you'd be like, "What is he doing?"
Anyway. It doesn't have great visuals, but I like board games and puzzles, but I still like The Witness is still one of my favorite all-time games.
I've heard of that one.
It's a Jonathan Larson who did Braid, and The Witness was his follow-up, and it's a puzzle game. All you do is solve puzzles, and there's no dialogue, there's no text, there's no interface. You just start, and it's all. If you want to look at good game design or a good way to, how do I teach the player to do something without telling them to do it? That's basically a lesson in how to do it. It's so fantastic. And like I said, Life is Strange is one I just mentioned. That's a fun time manipulation type one, but there's nothing super spectacular about the graphics, although it is stylized. But again, storytelling, that's what I draw myself to. Speaking of, not necessarily relevant to Elizabeth's question as far as the visuals again, but I have to plug this one game. If you want to try something really weird, as I'm looking at my Steam library right now, it's called, oh crap, what's it called? It is it She? I believe it is called She. And it's I should Google that to confirm that. The game, it's a game where you're a detective trying to solve a crime, and the whole game is you're on his desktop, you're on his computer desktop, and it's like 1990 or something like that. And all you have access to is video archives of the interviews, and that's all real-time video. It's recorded video. So all you have access to is a search engine. So you have to just search keywords, and it brings up the video. So you look up murder, and it'll show video anytime she mentions murder. So it could be 2 seconds long, it could be a minute long. Then she'll say, someone saying, okay, I'm going to look up that person. So basically, it's not really a game, but it's a storytelling device that was just so compelling and a completely different experience. So not related to visuals at all, but my wife and I just sat down and played it together. It took like 2 or 3 nights just to get through it all, and it was cool.
Well, that's cool. I like that.
I think it's called She.
She was a great movie.
Was that a movie?
Was it she? No, her. Her is. Yeah.
I mean, there's always other ones. If I'm trying to think of story, I still like all of it. I still like.
Not She. It's called Her Story.
Her Story.
Her Story.
I still like the Naughty Dog ways of telling stories. It felt very cinematic. So all the Uncharted series, which was really good for me too.
Oh yeah,
And
Uncharted
then,
was dope.
you know, you always know good when you have somebody that watches you play it, you know, because they want to see the story and stuff like that. So I've had a bunch of instances where I had people over and stuff. So I really like those for storytelling.
And that's the thing about that, like the Call of Duties and stuff. Like, even though they're trying to tell you a story,
no, they're not.
It's all the same. It's all the same stuff. Like, oh, here's the guy you have to go kill.
Yeah, no one's telling you.
Why? Well, because he's a bad guy. Okay. Well, hurry up and shoot him before he shoots you. I'm like, I'll see you in the multiplayer.
I mean, that's why the whole genre battle royales come out now. You know, where they throw people in there and they fight now, because that's what you really want. That's all you really want. You want Hunger Games.
Cool game I played from the Humble Bundle I got the other month was The Minute. Have you played this game? It's a little 8-bit black and white game. But it's a little dude. He's a little blob, and he's in this little kind of Zelda type world. But your character only lives for 1 minute.
Oh.
And after a minute, you die, and then you respawn. And you keep respawning. So you have to explore the world 1 minute at a time. And it's kind of like it's like an adventure game. So you get a sword. So things are permanent. So some things you do in the world will stick. If you find something, you get to always. So if I find a sword, when I die and I respawn, I keep the sword. So you have to go find things, and you have to run to places and establish a new base. So we respawn in the new place and slowly progress, and it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I never heard that one.
Until you get close, and it's like 59 seconds, 1 minute, and as you're reaching for the door, you die. Damn it!
But it's funny though, and I forget whatever my game was. You know, it's like however long you play the game is however many lives you've used. So it keeps track of both. So it gives you all your stats at the end. It's cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
Cool.
Well, shall we wrap this one up?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Preview though for next week. We're going to talk about a totally free game engine that you can download.
What?
On the same level in some cases as Unreal. Totally free, open source from the good folks over there at MIT. That's next week.
Oh,
nice. I'm excited. I'm coming back. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey, if people want to catch up with you online, where can they find you?
They can't.
He'll be on Sketch Zone from time to time.
Why do you think we're
That's like Corey comes on. Here, I'm here. Hey.
I do have a Vimeo page. I'm in the process of like kind of getting everything together. I am on LinkedIn, just my name, Corey Stisser. Vimeo page is Corey Stisser. I am on Instagram, like I say, Corey Stisser. If you like Twitter, I had this Triplet Dad is my name. I had to look this up. It's called at the rule of threes.
The rule of threes.
And 3 is the number 3, so THERULEOF.
That's
the number 3 and S, the rule of threes. I haven't tweeted in a while because I always forget about it, because I'll start to tweet and I'm like, you know, I do like improv and comedy and stuff like that. So I like overanalyze every joke I'm about to post. So it'll take me half hour to write a joke. And then that time my girls have distracted me. But you can go back, and I did do a long series called 5 Days with Dad, when my wife would leave me alone for 5 days when she went on some conference. So I would just tweet the entire 5 days alone with my girls, and it was pretty funny. So I hope to do something like that more often, especially with new baby. So there's that, and that's about it. I haven't gotten into ArtStation. I know, Charlie, you're telling me to get an ArtStation page. I'm trying to work up content. I started getting a ZBrush. I don't think I told you that, Carlos, but
yo, you should see his ZBrush model.
Good.
He took a. Who's the course you took?
Shane Olson.
That's
a very good course.
He has like a good pinup style.
Yeah.
I think
we did all the Disney Infinity guys. Or not all, but he was part of the team that did that. And and he's adding new courses and the whole structure, and it's all about the community.
That's cool.
Last time I was on, we talked about the animation mentor community, and I admitted how I kind of failed. Just I'm not a forums guy, so I'm trying to be better at this one because that's where like all the gold is right now. But his videos are great, and he's a super great guy, and he does live streams for students only. And I finally just cracked that ZBrush egg. I'm so happy about it.
Keep going.
Charlie.
Keep it going. You keep that weird interface ingrained in your memory so you don't forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird switching between interfaces. But
hey, Charlie, how about you?
Well, you can find me in a couple different places. You can find me on my website, cargocollective.com/Charlie B. Williams. Social media, Twitter, CBW3, Instagram, CharlieBW3, almighty Pinterest, Pinterest.com/CharlieBW3.
Oh, Charlie's got a mad Pinterest page. It's
awesome. Thank you for saying that.
Started.
Yeah, that 38,000 you guys to come and visit me every month and show up and link and share, and it's a good little community on Pinterest. Go. It's got multiple functions. As an artist, you should use it. It's great. Better than Google.
It really is.
Yeah, Instagram is starting to be that for me because I can just save different posts and stuff. And then you can turn that into little folders for the different kinds of posts. It's really cool. Yeah. Usually Jack is here. Jack Kasperzak is sketchbookjack.com, sketchbookjack everywhere else. And I'm Carlos. You can find me at coconutjustice.com, Coconut Justice everywhere else. And if you don't mind, if you're hearing my voice, please go to youtube.com/coconutjustice and subscribe there too. And check out the content. You could do that too. Check out the content there. I work pretty hard trying to put tutorials and little pep talks and stuff together.
Do you guys? Sorry, you're probably wrapping this up. Do you guys do you highlight other artists anymore at the end of your show? You used to do that last time.
We do it throughout the show here and there if we have.
Yeah, we try to do it during the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm late
I mean that's just people were saying that the shows are getting too long.
What? Yeah. I'm gonna shout. I want to shout out to my one friend just because this ties back to something you said earlier, Carlos. Was about staying humble and all that stuff. One of the experiences I've found throughout my times, as I'm sure you guys have too, is like because I work for a company now that is a good company and it's stable and all that stuff, but like there's all these great artists, and I always find on social media, speaking of following people, like I know people. Like people who are in my past, like people I worked with back when I was working with Charlie back in HVS days or something, like who follow other people I know, but have never. So it's like it's weird to see a friend following another friend I know. I'm like, oh, they really. I don't know if you guys ever had that, but anyway, a friend of mine named Paul Melander. What's that in the thing? I was after last time. I was like, oh, should I? It's one of those saying when you say humble. So going to the company and seeing these people who like do work and like, why are you here? You're fantastic. So he's the guy where like I watch people follow him. My friends follow him. I'm like, he's super nice guy, but he does these paintings that are just unbelievable. So
yeah,
it's my make good for not commenting on him the last time I was on the show. So
is he on a? Oh, okay, cool. PaulMolander.com.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And this is Sketch Zone. You can find us at sketch.zone, and if you go there, you'll see that we have 177 more of these shows that you can catch up to. And then you can also get all the links for our Facebook page and Twitter, and even Instagram. And on Instagram, what did I do? I just had it up. Dagnabbit. I just had it up. What are we doing for fun prompt? Here it is. Secretive monkey in a spaceship. We're drawing secretive monkeys in a spaceship. And if you post that to Instagram, go ahead and tag us. Go through the process of tagging us. Don't just at Sketchstone Podcast us. And then that way we can share, and then we go and we take a look at what everyone did, and then we do it live on the show. And we find that that's a lot of fun. So go ahead and do that. Find us on Instagram. And great. Now that I did all that, there we go. Here we go. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching us on Twitch, subscribe. And if you can catch us live, we try to be here every Thursday night, 9 o'clock California time, 11 o'clock Chicago time. Take it from there. And we like to hear from people like Elizabeth and Daniel, and who else was here? Long Arm was here.
Brittany.
Iggy was here. Brittany was here. A few other people. Long Arm, I said that. So yeah, we love interacting with you guys. It makes for a funner show for us, and hopefully you guys too. But if you can't, obviously you can watch us on YouTube, but you can also find us on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, and of course iTunes.
All those places.
All right, y'all. Have a good week.
See you guys soon.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, Corey.
Anytime.
Come back.
I will.
See you guys.